Bless you.
Thank you.
As I'm writing this down, can I get someone to give me your own definition of what characterization is in your own words? What do you think? Let's see a hand. Imelda's got it, guys. Let's give her some attention.
Sounds like when you're just describing a character.
When who's describing a character? The author of some kind of text is describing who the character is.
Or like the characters in the whole story or article, whatever you're talking about.
And when does that usually happen in a text? In the beginning, guys. So let me give you guys a lot of credit for getting through chapters 1 and 2 of any novel like this. This is a lot of information. It's like all the stuff that you are learning at once coming at you, right? In chapters 1 and 2 in this case, right? So there's a lot to take in. So that's why it's important to look at what characters are saying what and who are these people. So we're going to do that today. My definition here, guys, how the author shows who the main characters are in a given text through their words and actions. So I would write that down if you don't have a definition already in your head that works for you. That's what I've come up with, or have come up with for this, okay? How the author shows who the main characters are in a given text through the words and actions. Nice job. I see Kiko writing this down, Angelica and Helda. Very important to know this as the foundation of knowledge before we get on to the other stuff today. Brandy's writing this down. Nice focus, guys. Good job. As you're finishing that up, why don't we have a volunteer tell me about symbolism and what you think this is? Uvani, awesome.
Symbolism is like something that represents something.
Something that, like, get a little more,
Like
tell me a little more
like
about that.
ideas or like, I don't know how to say it.
Okay, guys, can anyone add to that? Because I like what he said.
Something that represents it, right? Like,
What represents what?
like,
You guys are like getting it. I just want to have a more focused answer here. Yeah.
It's like an object that represents an idea. Like I remember
Yeah.
last semester I think we read something and then like something about oranges. I forgot what it was though. Like peaches.
Yeah. With the Garcia girls text, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Let me give you my definition on this. You guys were hitting it pretty close here. An object that represents an idea central to the theme of the text. Okay. So it's like that's kind of a combination of what you guys already said. But if you need it in those words, write those down, guys. An object that represents an idea central to the theme of the text. In the Garcia girls text, yeah, I think was that a peach or like an orange? I don't remember. Was definitely related to a greater theme, and we'll see in their eyes that there's some symbolic elements of chapters 1 and 2 that are very important. Okay, and there's a little more to add on to this, guys, that I want you to write down. For example, just as a very general example, what does the color white symbolize in Western culture? Why? Purity, right? Goodness, purity. Like white is like kind of like a positive thing, right? In different cultures, guys, it's different. I think this is an example we had semester 1 or quarter 1. In Saudi Arabia, people wear white to a funeral. Like we wear black, mostly in the United States, but they wear white. So it's cultural, okay? What does a butterfly symbolize? Why?
Freedom.
Freedom, change, transformation, metamorphosis, okay? Lots of different things, right? So we're going to look at stuff like that within this text, and you guys already have that background knowledge as we see here.
It's sort of like the green light on the radio.
Oh, you have hit the nail on the head right there. We're actually going to talk exactly about that symbol when we get into this packet here.
I know her.
So, theme kind of has all this relation to what we just talked about. What is theme, guys? And you see there's not a lot of room to put words here, so it's not going to be a long definition. What do you think it is? Let's go. Augustine, thank you for volunteering. Let's hear from Augustine.
Morale or lesson of a text.
Moral or lesson of a text. Yeah, and there's a little more that I'd like to say about it. What the author is saying about the world. So that's basically what Augustine did say. But if you have, the theme is like, what does he say about how life is? Like, stories have like kind of morals that show what the author's viewpoint on life and the world is. Okay? So it's important to remember that's what the theme is. You can get to the theme by looking at these two things, and we're going to do that exact process today. So be sure you all have this down. Nice job, guys. Salome's finishing up theme. Yeah, Emily? Can you wait till Maritza gets back?
She's not gonna come back right now.
Sorry?
She's not gonna come back right now.
Should only be a few minutes, and then I'll just get to you right after that. Guys, are we all good?
Your song.
So real quick, why is characterization and why are characterization and symbolism important to look at if we want to know the theme of the text?
Because it
Yeah.
kind of like represents the overall main idea, because the symbol is like the object that represents, but then it's also like characterization,
You're getting at it.
I don't know how to
What's the
explain
relationship between these two and this? You were kind of getting at that.
it.
There's
Like the symbol represents and the character, like, I don't know, but never mind.
What can we find through examining these two things? What can we discover? What can we uncover? The what of a story? Yeah. Community or theme. Did everybody catch that? This is uncovered through analyzing these two things.
Let me just die.
All right. Let's talk about this, guys. And guess what? This is in your packet, so you can look at them right now. I'm going to do a little bit of a think aloud here. So go on to the first page of where it says characterization, symbolism, and theme, and their eyes are watching God. I see Patty is ready to roll with that. It's just the first page of this packet. We're going to be like looking exclusively at this packet today. There's a lot of material on there.
Where's the packet?
Packet you should.
Oh, there?
Yeah. All right, guys. Who here has been fortunate enough to have the time to read The Great Gatsby? Right. I thought most of you had probably read it last year. That's why I picked it out. Right. So we know the kind of like overarching idea of the story, the American dream, the 1920s. Okay. People kind of living that lifestyle, the Roaring 20s lifestyle. All right. A lot of kind of partying, stuff like that. And the author is kind of showing us his take on that. Right. So I have two quotes, and this is going to be a characterization, right? This is us learning about who these people are in the story, right? So I'm going to read these, and then I'm going to kind of, I don't have this on here, but on the right, there's a place to kind of put your ideas about what these quotes mean in our own words and what it talks about with the character. You see it says, summarize what we know about this character in the quote. The matter, talking about specific traits, what Daisy believes and because. So just listen to what I have to say about this guy, and then we're going to do one together, okay? So Daisy says, see, I think everything is terrible anyhow. She went on in a convinced way. Everybody thinks so, the most advanced people. And I know. I've been everywhere and seen everything and done everything. So when I read that, I learn about Daisy, and I'm just, you're going to fill this in, guys, right to the right where it says I learned that Daisy, right? Daisy is a negative person. Right? This is how I'm like viewing her, with a negative view of life. So under the mean, that's what I say, because I read that quote and then that's kind of like in my brain what I'm thinking about her. She says everything is terrible, right? Convinced by everyone thinks so. The most advanced people, I've been everywhere and seen everything and done everything. She's like, oh, I've been there, done that, and everything's terrible. So she's kind of like over it, right? So as it says up there, she has a negative view of life. That's the way that I am interpreting that. All right. Can I use your pen? Guys, does someone want to take the load off of me and read Gatsby if you want to review what he is all about?
Oh, that's how long.
And we want to do that? You can just read one of them. That's fine with me. Guys, Salome's going to do it in his best F. Scott Fitzgerald voice on that. Go for it.
If personally is an unbroken series of successful gestures, and there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life. It was extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness such as I have never found in any other person, in which it is not likely I shall ever find again.
Thank you. So, looking at that, guys, is it the same as Daisy? Is it different?
No, this is different.
It's different, right? Here it's saying, okay, unbroken series of successful gestures, right? Something gorgeous about him, sensitivity to the promise of life, right? Extraordinary gift. So when I see this, I'm writing just to the right here, guys. I learned that Gatsby is hopeful about life. Hopeful about life. Okay? Optimistic. Right? And so we're going to look at this other part here, and this more has to do with symbolism, as we're going to see. And Patty already kind of touched on it. So you okay? All right. So let's get someone to read this, guys. He stretched out his arms. Gazelle, go for it, guys. Thanks for volunteering to get next.
He stretched out his arms towards the dark water in a curious way, and far as I was from him, I could have sworn he was trembling. What is it? I see. Momentarily, I glanced seaward, and that's like distinguished, right? Distinguished.
Yeah.
Nothing except a single green light. Minute and.
Minute.
Huh?
Minute means small, but it's spelled the same.
Minute and far away. That might have been the.
Maritza, please use academic language, okay?
End of a dot.
Okay, guys, stick with me on this. This is going to help you understand what's going on in this novel, and you guys are really going to like it after you get these skills, right? Gatsby's just the warm-up to how we're going to look at the novel we're reading now. So, I see this green light symbol, guys. When I think of a green light, and I know kind of the backdrop of Gatsby, right? I'm knowing that green means a lot of things in our society. And I said colors and symbols they're different in every society, right? What does green mean in the United States?
Money.
So I like
Dinero.
that I heard money, and I like that I heard, what was another one?
Go.
Go. What else?
Marijuana. Oh, can't say that?
Actually, in The Great Gatsby, they're kind of using a lot of substances that might be part of it, actually. What else, guys? Anything else? So I like it. Yeah?
Good.
Yeah, green is like good, go, success. I'll write that down. Okay? Gatsby, who's like this ambitious person who wants to be successful, all right? Is he like Daisy or is he not like Daisy?
Not.
Okay, so for Daisy, when it says matter right here, guys, for traits, I'm going to write things like this, and you guys are filling this in on the far right-hand side, right? Pessimistic. What does that mean? Negative. Right, opposite of optimistic, and we'll get to that with Gatsby, right? So I can even just say negative, right? And privileged. What does it mean to be privileged?
You're right.
Okay, and guys, again, if you could give hands, that'd be awesome. You're writing this down. Patty, you have something? It's the far right-hand block right here. So we're talking about what are the traits of this person based on what we're saying. Thanks, Salma, for showing her. Patty, you want to go ahead and say? Guys, I've been everywhere, I've seen it, and I've done everything, all right? That's a pretty privileged thing to say. And she's still negative and not happy, right?
Well, for traits is what?
Traits would be pessimistic, negative, privileged. So I put negative, it's not negative.
Then that's at the end.
Say that one more time, Rizzo.
Wait, for who? For Daisy?
For Daisy, guys. This is Daisy. So we're going off of what Daisy was saying here. All right. Daisy believes, and I'm going to finish this. Daisy believes that life is pretty much boring, right? You're filling that in where it says Daisy believes. I see Jesus Alonso's on that part. Nice job. We already got it here. Miguel's about to write it down. Salome's on it. Daisy believes that life is boring. And because she says that she has been everywhere and done everything. Alright? That's below. Been everywhere. Done everything. Comma. Done everything. Okay? So you should have all of that filled out, traits, Daisy believes, and because. So we're getting who that character is, guys, just by this quote and the analysis that we're doing with it.